Hello, this is a book review by Josiah O'Keefe Lopez on Beyond the Hole in the Wall. In recent decades, the question if all students learn the same has raised concern for many educators. Sugata Matra asks, is formal education outdated? As educators, we are always trying to find out different approaches to connect with our learners. In this book review, we will dive into Sugata's opinion. Sugata Matra was a professor of educational technology at Newcastle University in the United Kingdom. He was known for building labs. Sugata has built labs varying from computer labs to electrochemistry labs to research labs. The one that stood out to me and is relevant to this book is a is a lab that he created in 2006 at Newcastle University. This is where Sugata developed the concepts of self-organized learning environments, where children control their own learning just as they did in Beyond the Hole in the Wall. He claimed through experiments that students can learn anything by themselves. The title Beyond the Hole in the Wall is very significant throughout the book. An opportunity can positively benefit many people and revolutionize an entire globe. The book gives data and research providing that children can learn anything through minimally invasive education and self-organized learning environments. I agree with Sugata's stance on education and how learning happens. Sugata was curious if educational technology could be done in a different way. He took technology to some of the most remote locations to see if it would thrive and how it would impact educational outcomes. His idea was to give personal computers to children and let them get familiar with the material on their own. There was to be no teachers, no lesson, no guidance. On January 26, 1999, Sugata and his friend literally put a computer in a wall. Anyone that walked by had access to the computer and was able to explore its working components. No instructions were given. There was online access and built-in programs. Sugata and his team wanted to research if formal education was outdated and see how children learned in a connected world. This hole in the wall experiment lasted longer than a decade and expanded over 5 continents, leading to high test scores and positive learning outcomes dispersed through academics and home life. Given the opportunity of technology, it has been a tremendous benefit in test scores across subject matter. It didn't matter how rural an area was, even in villages, students can thrive but by the use of technology. The book talks about how the farther an area is from an urban center, that the lower the test scores are. This goes hand in hand with teachers and their enthusiasm to teach. The quality of education was affected in these areas. With the opportunity of the PC kiosks, it didn't matter the location. Children were learning and teaching each other. It brought down petty crimes, taking up any free time allowing people to make bad choices. The content that stuck with me and which I agree the most with is minimally invasive education and self-organized learning environments. These kiosks allowed the children to work in groups and collaborate. One kid would accidentally discover a function of the computer and show it to their friends, and other kids then try it themselves, leading to all children trying the new discovery. The kids create vocabulary and add names to these discoveries. They call these discoveries names and they put a name on it. This is what learning looks like to me. It is exploration and discovery. Another essential factor is groups, working in groups. Deep learning takes place when multiple minds think together. People take on roles by nature, just as birds flocking in the flying V. I agree with the learning style Sugata has introduced. Collaboration is key to learning and discovering new information. Exploration and group work is also a huge factor. What Sugata and his team did with the computer kiosk was revolutionary. Giving children access to computers and allowing them to explore on their own has taught deeper cognitive thinking.